recording myself. In our psyche, it is very different to feel, for example, I want to be better, than it is to say, I want to be the best. It is quite different. Because the feeling of I want to be better implies a relationship to my present self. There's a desire to move into the future and to grow, to become better according to some metric, better than in the current state. All that it says is there's a wish to grow. Which I feel is the direction that life takes in general. It tends towards growth. Whereas I want to be the best does not need that, does not need this feeling of growth. Like it can include it, but it's not necessary, because what it means is I want to compare, when compared with any other person, I am better than that person. And that does not imply growth, because it's not a comparison with myself. It is a comparison with others in the external world. And in the logical realm, it makes sense to say, oh, I want to be the best. Okay. It feels, it's less dynamic. Like I want to be better than just requires growth from right now. It does not need an external reference. It is internal. Whereas I want to be the best can only be evidenced, it can only be proven by comparing with other entities. As such, the value is not in personal growth. When saying I want to be the best, the value lies in being superior to others. And that's very different. Because being superior to others does not necessarily imply personal growth. It can. It can say, okay, I want to grow and be superior. And okay, then like that can can imply being better as well. But it can also imply, oh, I want to be the best. And so I have these competitors, and we make in our mind this list of competitors that we have. All we have to do is be superior to them somehow. And that can imply personal growth, but it can also imply I just want to diminish the value of the others so that mine is larger, mine is superior. It has a different energy because while better is dynamic, from now it's growth. I want to be better is dynamic. I want to be the best is somewhat of a static thing. It's a goal because it feels like, oh, I want to be the best. It's like a staircase and book that there is an achievable goal. It assumes that there is an achievable goal after which there is, at which point I am done. Like I win the game. Mm-hmm. And it implies that to continue feeling like one is the best, one psyche will constantly be comparing towards other external entities. The other external entities they dictate our state, our value, the value of we have of ourselves. If I want to be the best, and for example, I'm worth $2 million, which is the most anyone has in the world, and then someone comes along and manages to make a really good business that upscales and reaches $2.5 million. If one has the mentality, I want to be the best, then someone surpassing my wealth will trigger a conflict with that feeling. Oh, I want to be the best, and then oh, someone else has more, and this feels threatened because, well, if the desire is active, then something that goes against that desire will trigger something inside that says, no, but I actually want to keep this. I want to keep the best, and it forces us to do things. It forces us to react in ways that may not be necessary. The best. The main difference in between these two is what the comparison is with. The relative one, when I say I want to be better, I'm using the example of being better than myself. So it's a self-comparison. The relative itself, like the relative tense form of the word itself, is not does not necessarily have to be that like that. It could also the desire could also be I want to be better than that guy, than what is it? Anyone. Thing. Name. Oh, that's a good one. Name. I want to be better than name. Okay. Then also my internal state, my internal peace is affected by name. And it can also trigger reactions inside of myself. And reactions inside of ourselves are something that disturb our peace. I see that they could be seen as challenges and encourage action and growth and such. Yes, it is a stimulant of sorts. I just, I see there's value in noticing that there is a difference between moving in the direction of personal growth, saying I just want to develop, improve, move in some direction relative to myself. And the other option, which is I want to be better than something else in the world. Because when we do that, we make our internal state, we make an internal peace depend on external factors. And that means that our being, our internal state will use up energy comparing us with the external factors, with name and with the world and with the guys who have more money, who the classmates who have a higher grade than me, with the I don't know, the coworker that has the later model car than me. It's just a comparison with external factors. When they drive, react, and make fears appear in us, then our peace is dependent on the external world. Gathering new information and new yes, gathering information from the external world is valuable. I see. One can gather information and evidence and new things to do. Oh, he's doing that in that way. Oh my God, that earned him $2.5 million. If there is something new to learn, then one can, rather than just see the $2.5 million, for example, one can be curious and go into it and into name who made more money, and be curious about whether they are doing something that is better, or something that perhaps there's some information there from which I can benefit. Which is how the world works, actually. We learn from each other, which is sometimes what corporate espionage, tries to force. When learning new, trying to find ways that to improve their own processes. Yeah. Internal, external, relative, superlative. It's different. It's very different in the psyche.